Now, the French government is finally pushing forward legislation to establish an age of sexual consent to make it easier to convict sex abuse. Growing public pressure and a wave of online testimony from survivors of rape and juvenile incest has created greater recognition of the problems that come from not having that defined minimum age, complicating efforts to prosecute alleged perpetrators. Any penetrative sex with a minor under the age of 15 will henceforth be seen as statutory rape. That is, if the legislation goes through over the coming months. Well, joining us now to explain further is Fabienne El-Khoury in France, who's part of the Osez le Féminisme group, and they've been campaigning for years around issues of sexual consent with children in France. And Fabienne, thanks for joining us. Just explain to us, if you can, why this law means so much.
Thank you. It means so much because there are a lot of cases today, a lot of girls and boys who are victims who don't even go to the police, because when you go to the police and you're a minor, you have to prove that you were not consenting. You have to prove that it was under threat or whatever. So it's a very, very big victory, because if the law goes through, a lot of people, a lot of victims won't have to prove that they were raped. It will be automatically classified as rape.
There was a particularly horrific case, sometimes referred to as the firefighters case, the gang rape of a 13-year-old child by a group of men. And we understand that when that came to court, the judge dropped the rape charges and decided it was consensual. Is that been what spurred this on?
It was one of the things that spurred this on. It was there were a lot of high-profile cases. There was another case a couple of years ago where child raped by she was 11 years and she was raped by a 30-year-old man, and she had to prove that she was non-consenting, and it was declarified from rape to a sexual assault. So there were a lot of similar cases, but yeah, the cases of the firefighter also brought a lot of noise, and a lot of people were like, this is wrong.
It's really odd for us that any country cannot have a minimum age of consent. Well, why has it taken so long in France? What is behind that?
I don't know. I think the rape culture in France is very high. People don't think so, but we have a very rape culture, and mixed with laissez-faire, the freedom. So, for example, we saw this in the firefighters case. When the girl left, when the girl and her mother went to the police, the policemen were, "Did you fight it?" They were talking to a child. So this is rape culture. This is victim blaming and also trivializing sexual violence. So I think, big rape culture in France.
I mean, that's really shocking just to hear that said out loud. What do you think has pushed it now to change, or do you think it actually will change? Will the legislation go through?
I really hope so. We're pleased by the announcement, but we're very cautious, because in 2018, the same Macron government also promised a similar law, and the legislations in France are very long, so did not pass through. It was blocked at the last hurdle. So we are pleased that they announced it, but they also announced it in 2018. So we want to wait. We hope it will pass.
I mentioned in the introduction that this was to help survivors of rape and juvenile incest. Now, in most countries, incest is illegal, full stop. Am I right in thinking, though, that in France it isn't? Incest amongst adults is still legal. Is that going to change?
I really hope so. I'm not sure, because the Minister of Justice was a lawyer before he was a Minister of Justice, and he even defended like fathers in incestuous cases. So we're very long way. I would hope that in one case, incest in like very close relatives would be illegal. We are a long way from there, unfortunately, in France. But I would hope so. We are actively trying to put that in place, that at least for the age of consent in incest case to be 18. But we're gonna keep fighting for this.
It's really fascinating just to hear you set it out. Fabienne El-Khoury, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.